such efforts that engage with people, not at the level of governments, but of ordinary people, can lay the foundation for a new future.
Tagore was one of the brightest stars in the firmament of Indian history, a great poet, a great son of this land. And his travel to China, commemorating 100th year of that event, is a really moment of pride for all of us. Art and literature see no bounds. They bring hearts together. So by binding hearts, we can bring harmony in the world.
It's my great pleasure to be here to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the historic visit of Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore to China. This is my first time to see such a fine collection of the pictures and words of Tagore's visit. There is an empathy, a very strong empathy between China and India. This empathy is so deeply rooted and commonly shared that it could draw all of us together here again after a whole century. We give to each other strong support during this arduous struggle for national liberation and independence. Tagoreji actually supported Chinese people. I always feel that India has been one of China's extreme close relatives. And China and India have been enjoying time-honored and affectionate brotherhood. 100 years has passed. Now, China and India are having a privilege of healthy economic development and social stability. We should be proud of that. China and India, with a combined population of 1/3 of the world total, have no reason not to go side by side to achieve the great rejuvenation of each of our great nations. The Chinese dream and the Indian dream are closely linked and mutually compatible. There is a famous old Chinese saying, 大道不孤, which means we are not alone on the great way. And there is also a famous old Indian saying, Vasudev Kutumbagan, which means the world is a family. As the two largest developing countries, we should hold in our heart dearly and deeply that empathy that bound our ancestors so close. My dear friends, for thousands of years, China and India have engaged in continuous and reciprocal exchange of culture and commerce. I would like to quote my most favorite line of Tagoreji, the greatest modern Indian poet. If you shed tears when you miss the sun, you also miss the stars. Now, I think it is our time, and the responsibility is on our shoulder. I hope and I also believe our two great peoples, especially young generation, will carry forward the great spirit of Tagoreji.
It was a plea for universal love. This photo exhibition, which we've just gone around, is rightly entitled The Spirit of Asia and Our Human Future. This historic visit of Tagore's to China. Similarly, Nandalal Bose went with Tagore, and it had a profound influence on him, as we could see from his paintings. Tagore remains the second most translated author. We've already heard how popular he is in China, how well he is remembered. His influence on modern Chinese literature was great. We live in a changing world where Asian countries are rising. We must also learn to remember our historic civilizational and cultural links.
One great thing that struck me at that time was their sense of nationalism. I always used to tell my colleagues who were in the delegation that we have to take this idea home. See, the sense of nationalism. I think they love their nation as much as they love their mothers. That is something that we learned in China, and we have so many things to share.
It is a pleasure to offer a vote of thanks on behalf of Indian Institute of World Culture for such a wonderful function which just we saw. The inauguration of the gallery show on 100th year of Rabindranath Tagore's visit to China. And we are truly honored to have Ambassador Lata Reddy with us. So thank you, madam, for making time and coming here. And we also had Mr. Kang coming all the way from Mumbai, who is the Consul General of the People's Republic of China. And as Udupi Krishna was talking, that our logo is also Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which you sort of highlighted, that world is one family. So this is the Sanskrit version of the word what you spoke about. So this is the logo of this institution, which was started in pre-independence era. And it is high time that we join hands to spread peace, and any civilization can go forward and sustain and grow only when there is sufficient amount of peace and culture and values, what our President Dr. Satyavati spoke about. So on behalf of Indian Institute of World Culture, I would like to give a very warm thanks for Consul General Kang. So thank you, sir. Thank you once again.